Yoga is an Indian physical, mental, and spiritual practice or discipline. There's a broad variety of schools, practices, and goals in Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. The best known are Hatha Yoga and Raja Yoga. Today, we're going to start with the sun salutation. You stand with both feet touching, bring your hands together, palm to palm at the heart. Make sure your weight is evenly distributed. Exhale. Raise your arms slowly upward and slowly bend backward, stretching your arms above the head. Relax your neck. Inhale. Next is the standing forward bend. Exhale while you slowly bend forward until your hands are in line with your feet, touching your head to your knees if possible. Press your palms down, fingers in line with toes, bend your knees if you have to, and touch the floor. The next is a lunge. Move your right leg back behind your body in a wide lunge. As you inhale, keep your hands and feet on the ground with your left foot between your hands and raise your head. Then is the plank. Inhale as you bring your left foot to meet your right foot in the back of the mat. Keep your feet hip distance apart. Exhale as you slowly lower your body, keeping your elbows by your side. Next is the upward facing dog or cobra. As you inhale, lower your pelvis to the ground and raise your head and bend backwards as far as possible while straightening your arms. Put your hands on the ground and keeping your arms straight, raise your hips and align your heads with your arms in the downward facing dog. Slowly inhale, and bend your left leg to take a wide forward step. Keeping your hands firmly on the ground, place your left foot between your hands and lift your head up for the other lunge. Next is a standing forward bend. Keeping your hands in place, bring your both feet together, straighten your legs, but keep your waist bent and upper body lowered. Touch your head to your knees if possible. Exhale. Next is the raised arms pose. Slowly rise, straightening your back into a standing pose. Bend backward, stretching your arms above your head as you inhale. And finally, return to prayer pose. Exhale. Feel the good vibes of the earth. The next yoga sequence we're going to do is called bedtime yoga. This is a 5-move yoga routine to relax your body and mind before sleep. The first one we start with is the upside down relaxation. It takes about 2 minutes, and you start facing a wall or your headboard with your butt about 6 inches away from it. Lie back and extend your legs up the wall. If this is too intense a stretch for your hamstrings, slide your butt farther away from the wall. If it's not, scoot closer. Let your arms rest by your sides, palms facing up, and breathe gently, feeling the stretch in the backs of your legs. The next pose is the winding down twist. Sit cross-legged on the bed. And exhale as you place your right hand on your left knee and your left hand on the bed behind your tailbone. Gently twist your torso to the left. Allow your gaze to follow, looking over your left shoulder. Breathe deeply. Then return to center and repeat on the opposite side. Stay there as the earth continues to root your soul. The next one is the nighttime goddess stretch. Lie on your back with your knees bent. Place the soles of your feet together, then let your knees fall open, forming a diamond shape with your legs. Rest your arms on the mat. If you feel any strain, elevate your legs by placing a pillow underneath each knee. This is the nighttime goddess stretch. The next one is child's pose. Sit up comfortably on your heels. Roll your torso forward, bringing your forehead to rest on the bed in front of you. Lower your chest to your knees as comfortably as you can, extending your arms in front of you. Hold the pose and breathe. This pose is to make you remember how it was to be a child when you were safe and sound. The final pose is rockabye roll. Lie on your back and hug your knees into your chest. Cross your ankles and wrap both arms around your shins with clasped hands. Inhale and rock your body up to sit. Exhale as you roll back. Continue for 1 minute. Come on, ladies, we're timing you. 2 more. Now lie back. Extend your arms and your legs. Extend your arms and your legs into corpse pose. And let your mind drift off into sleep. Thank you for another enlightening piece of yoga today. Okay. The final yoga sequence that we're going to do is called morning yoga. The first yoga move that we're going to do is cat-cow pose. To get into the yoga pose, you need to get down on all fours. While gazing up at the ceiling, you drop your back down towards the floor as you inhale. Then, looking down at your belly button, you arch your back up like a cat and exhale. And if you find yourself letting out a bellowing, moo! Don't worry. It's completely normal. The next yoga sequence that we're going to do is downward dog. For this position, start on your hands and knees, with your knees directly below your hips and your hands slightly forward of your shoulders. Press back, lifting your knees away from the floor while keeping your arms straight, and lift your tailbone up. Stretch your heels towards the floor to lengthen your hamstrings. It opens up the back of the body and is very energizing. Think about mountains as you do this because you are immovable as a mountain. The next yoga pose is called Warrior One. Warrior One is a standing position that signifies and stimulates strength and power. Start by standing up straight. And then step your left leg back 3.5 to 4 feet. Bend your right knee so that it's directly above the ankle. And turn your left foot in slightly. Raise your arms directly above you reaching strongly, and look up. At this time, it is totally appropriate to say, "Praise Jesus!" This yoga pose stretches the back and lower body. Now, reverse legs and repeat, not forgetting the praising Jesus. Yes. The next yoga pose is called, you guessed it, Warrior 2. Warrior 2 is similar to Warrior 1, but the arms are held out to the side of the head looking forward, and the back foot is at a 90-degree angle instead of turned in slightly. As with all yoga positions, breathing is an important part of this exercise. Feel like a warrior from ancient China times. The next pose is extended side angle pose. Extended side angle pose is another standing yoga position which improves strength, flexibility, and posture. This pose is particularly good to stretch the side of your body and strengthen your legs. No matter what the yoga position, it's important that the yoga draws energy from inside your body and your soul. In this pose, the legs are spread as in Warrior 2, but the torso is turned sideways with one arm pointing to the ceiling and the head looking upward. When your right knee is bent, you'll have your right palm planted on the ground outside the knee and your left arm reaching up so that there's a straight line from your left foot all the way up to the side of your left arm. Imagine that you are harpooning flying whales with your arm. Now switch and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Feeling the strength of the earth drawing up through your arms and your feet and your arm. The next pose is the tree pose. This is a standing yoga pose that helps to cultivate balance and strengthen your legs. To get into tree pose, stand straight and then shift your weight to the left foot, bringing the sole of your right foot up to your inner thigh. If you can't balance the foot on the thigh, try placing your foot on the calf instead. Just avoid putting your foot on the knee. The hands are held together in a prayer position like you are again praising Jesus. This yoga position requires balance and concentrates the mind. Basically what you can see from this is that Elaine is a champ. Now see if you can do the other foot. Switch and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Down to the flow. Our final pose is in remembrance of exorcisms. It's called the camel pose. The camel pose frees the energy in your throat, chest, and heart. What it means is it frees the dark energy in your throat, chest, and heart. This yoga position is for intermediate or advanced practitioners, says Corso. It is important to remember that not everyone can do every yoga pose perfectly, but yoga can be adapted to each person's abilities. To get into this pose, start in a kneeling position. The upper torso is gradually bent backward until the arms are extended backward and the hands are touching the soles of the feet. The head is completely extended. Imagine you have a dark spirit freeing itself from your chest. Thank you for another informative and enlightening sequence of yoga poses.